again. Mike Darbyshire here, and myself, Bob Putnam. We're in the Deep Cove Yacht Club watching the race for the first time, and they're off.
Yeah, nice strong shots. We got Liam back from the drone this week. We had some beautiful weather yesterday. If you get spoke hit 30 degrees around the lower mainland.
It was a very nice night, very warm. What I liked is after the race, everybody was hanging out and just sort of floating around on the water and splashing around. It was a nice night.
Absolutely. I think we had about 90 racers total last night. And yeah, for those maybe who don't participate regularly, we always start the sit-down paddlers. Then they go first. A little bit faster means that they don't have to pass any of the subs potentially. So it's our first way going.
So Seth and Ed Calhoun teamed up in the double, and it was my great plan that I was going to get a great lead out from them, and it didn't work out so well for me. No.
That is a double fast sea kayak technically.
Yeah, Epic 18X.
And they made that boat go pretty good.
Here's the sup guys.
Allison Wood there and Ocean Ambassadors. They've got a big promo, the Protect What You Love promo that's going on this month. So have a look out for Ocean Ambassadors and the Protect What You Love Deep Cove to see how you can join in on that.
And if you look at the sup guys, a lot of them look like they might not have PFDs on, but they all have. We require everybody in the race to wear PFDs, and they have waist belts, inflatable waist belts that most of them are wearing.
Yeah, on the sup, I think, we generally find to come off, it's a pretty quick process to get back on as opposed to a remount in a surf ski or a sea kayak especially. So the sup just the waist belt gets you a little more freedom there.
Here we go.
Greg Capitos's back from a little bit of a break.
So you guys did that fun technical race last week. That looked like a lot of fun. Tough. Yeah, tough going around the corners, losing all your speed, and then having to pick it up again. And then I find when I paddle a sup, my feet are concrete, and they don't want to move at all.
I think it helps you have multiple turns. I think we had 5 or 6 turns within less than a kilometer last week, and this one is actually hard because you have 100-degree turn 4 kilometers in, and that's it. So those were the hardest, I think, to unlock your feet.
So there's a nice shot of Shane Martin leading the boys out. There's Steve Dronovic. Oh, and they're catching some waves here too. Motorboat waves. And before that, there you could see them in kind of a half, almost a diamond. Shane was in the front, and Steve and Martin were on either side, riding his wash, getting a bit of a energy savings. So that was kind of a cool shot. But now they got some waves.
Yeah, it's in the big upper sweet there.
But now they're going through
Yeah, we discussed possibly doing a remount last night, but didn't make it happen. We had warm air temperatures, but we still got some cold water. But it is definitely getting warmer, as you can see by all the people swimming after the race last night.
Yeah. So this is the third group here. Brian and Tristan in the front. Is that Chris? Dobro? Yep. Daryl. First night in his Uno Max. He's been paddling the shorter, slower boats. He always does that sort of pre-season to train up. And then I noticed that these guys some of them made a veer for the waves here, and then the boat driver wisely pulled away so no one was going to get a free ride. It was kind of funny to watch.
That's happened to me a couple times. Sometimes you get the boat that, they try to be courteous, which is always nice. And then they, stop right in front of you, but you actually want them to keep going.
Yeah.
All right, here's the SOC crew. So, okay, they started out together. There's Isaac, Peter Allen, Axel McLean, and Elias in there. So Peter's on the back of Elias there, getting a draft. Still in the cove here, sort of his early stages. We've been talking a lot about the idea of, especially in sup racing, if you can just hang on to someone early, let them pull you along, you get a bit of a free ride, and then you can help you get away from your usual crew behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or sometimes you can just just hang on, but you can't really do anything to get around them. It's not like bike racing where you can slingshot past people with a fair bit of energy, but
And there's no slingshot and stuff, unfortunately.
no.
It doesn't quite work like that.
It was a bit of a wavy night for Deep Cove. Usually it's pretty calm, but there was a bit of motorboat chop, as we can see here.
I was on the dock and timing the race was probably in the number of boats that were coming in and out from the dock. You could tell it was a day to be out on the water in the boat. Actual boat going through the pack there. Admittedly, we don't make it easy, do we, when we have 2 cave racers?
Yeah, it's a bit of a blockade. Seth and Ed is the head coach for the Burnaby Lake Canoe and Kayak Club. So sprint racing club for sprint kayak and sprint canoe. So
this is coming around between Jug Island and the mainland on the peninsula there. They're made to make the turn into Bedwell Bay.
Mm.
We only go into the bay once a year, so it's a spot that not everyone spends much time deep in Bedwell Bay.
As I paddled by those motorboats back there, I was offered a beer, and I strongly considered taking it. I thought, oh, well, this will be notable, but I stayed on track.
Sometimes we have the barbecues out the back, and then you paddle by and you got barbecue chicken going or some burgers. Hard to say motivated, but you smell that.
This area here is, I don't know what it is. I think it might be the overhanging trees, but it always takes on this beautiful jade coloring in this area, right through around Jug Island Beach there, just past Jug Island Beach. The water is always quite special.
Yeah, at a low tide, that's actually a nice little tiny beach that not many people go to. I don't know, here. I just let YouTube know that, so no.
So this is
to be it.
So the guy on the orange Evo there is Graham Henry. He's a new paddler for the Tuesday night race. His dad was Brian Henry, who started Current Design Kayaks and ran Ocean River Sport on Vancouver Island. It was sort of worked together with him many years as collaborative retailers and whatnot. So it's nice to see him out. They've done some big paddles over the years.
Robin Doreen on their thing. Nice. We got the other OC2 that's hooked out in the back. Having a good time.
Yeah, and Inika. Bruno.
Is that a bottle of champagne on the back of this boat?
That is a bottle of champagne.
Candle picks up everything.
Colleen Cannon gave it to him. She had a surplus of Prosecco lying around. Yeah.
A good friend to have.
Yeah. He was going to apparently pop the cork at the end and then get a little speed boost.
Nice.
But, didn't work out. Dave Ross.
That's strong. We just had Jody boats come by there. We're out there. Big OC2 night tonight. That's with Steven. Steven was out for his first race last night.
Yeah.
First race of the season, I should say.
He's a keener.
Folks from the Lotus Club over at Barnett.
Paddle over, do the race, paddle back.
Another Burnaby can. That's Bosco from the Burnaby Lake Club.
Lenny.
He's got that nice bravey knot, and I like to look at that boat. He was talking to me last night about wanting to do the Yukon River Quest next year. That's pretty cool. She's looking for an 18X double. If anybody has one, no one sold, so they want to move it on. Edward, she talked to them yet, but he said no, thank you. That boat like really fast. That's good pedigree on boat.
Yeah.
All right, then here comes. We've got Dan Thistleputra, Mabel, Julia Kramer, Stefan Bernard, and Lennis. Which lost in those names all. Got it all. We have
Sean Holscher.
Yeah, that one.
Is Sean been out here this year? I don't know.
Not as often. Okay, here's Axel. So we're wondering how this race went. It's nice to see Axel pulling the train. We'll see. I'll have to find out how long Elias was back, but here's Thomas, one of our new races. Giovanni in the front. Came out for his first TNR last night.
Right on. Good to see.
Yep.
Jay?
Yep, Jay's back. I think in Morros, I think over from Barnett, is it again? Oh, Graf. Jillian, Regina. It's always fun to get into groups, right? Even if whether you're competitive or not, it's nice to have people to paddle around and keep you going.
The proverbial race within the race.
Yeah. Here's Eyes competed. So obviously Axel and Elias pull away a little bit. Peter felt they were just kind of going side by side and pushing each other, which is the best way to gap a route behind you, is stop drafting and push each other.
Right. How many LCs we had last night? Looks like there's like almost 10.
Definitely a few.
Yeah. Good to see. I remember back in the day, it was a rare appearance when anybody came out in an outrigger canoe.
Well, when we move over to Kate's Park, we get a little more of the Barneck commuters coming over. Mike, Shauna, Colin. The starboard battle of the All-Star and the TNR with Allison and Brad.
Yeah, Bedwell Bay is a really nice spot to visit. Look at that. I mean, this nice shot here along the cliffs with some, you can paddle along the water, just drop straight down there, and it's a really deep, nice spot to go for a swim too.
Yeah. Man, nice spot opening. I think we've used that cliff face for photos in the past. Looks like you're far away from anything.
Yeah.
Bob's back. Bob and Kaylin. That's your racers. Here's Sheena. I almost saw Sheena, which came back. I think we'll see if there's any footage. Sheena said she went for a swim at some point up there. Well, whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. Wayne, Simon, Sarah, a little draft pack. Oh, Sarah's making a move. Here she goes. Here's that slingshot we were talking about. That's a man, the newish TNR friend.
Yeah. We were saying earlier, if you're watching the video from somewhere else, drop us a note and give us a like and maybe make a comment, say where you're watching from. It was kind of cool. We had some guys earlier that were watching from down in the States, and
yeah, we have the LB Cat. Oh, giving us a shout out. Looking forward to his visit. Nice. He's that corner we were talking about.
Beautiful.
Thanks again, Liam, for getting the drone up. Can't remember where he ended up actually sitting. I think did he paddle up the kayak? Yeah. And do all the drone from about midway so we could capture with us.
Yeah. That's pretty around some dog but the arm.
That's pretty cool.
Sure, this is an AI. Look at this is so beautiful here. Now I kept the cornering really tight on this point here, and I had my 4-inch rudder squeak through, and then a couple of the guys, Graham behind me, clicked the rock. Shit.
Yeah, we can see how shallow it is from the drone. Old temporals, always smiling up there. Regular Warner Grand Prix paddle. I don't see many of those anymore. Friend Kevin Yao, Evan helped us spearhead the WhatsApp community, Vancouver Paddle Sports. So if you haven't found that, search that up. If you want to connect with other paddlers, look for events. Well, Vancouver Paddle Sports on WhatsApp. Join that community because it's a great way to keep in touch with people and find out what's going on out there.
Yeah, it's got information on an outrigger canoeing. We want to get those communities. You can join any community you want for your specific sport. There's announcements and events and buy and sell. There's all sorts of good stuff on there.
It's even nicely. There's the Tuesday night race group. I saw Kevin posted giving a heads up to everyone that the parking was a bit nuts last night. So from little things like that, even our Pruness.
Guys clipping along at a good pace.
You just see the other two guys that know a little bit about how to paddle them. While synchronized. Is that a rudder issue there?
And there's Chris, Daryl, and Brian and Trista.
I think this is the slot when you're coming around, if I remember correctly. This is typically the sun is right in your eyes when you're around this corner.
Yes, it was.
This is a hard spot to seat much near this. And that's a couple mini packs so that you and the
Yes, so it's
group back there.
we were trying several times to catch up to these guys, and then I started to beat browbeat Grant in the young kid in the group. I was like, come on, get up there, go chase those guys down. But we all need some noble efforts, but to no avail. And I think it was right about here that I consigned myself to beat.
You should have gone back for that beer over at Darbyshire, only effect.
That would have been good. That's what I felt like. Yeah, this is a rudder eater spot in sun tie-dyes right here going around this rock.
One thing, especially with the sun in your eyes too, right? It's the easy spot to be blinded and not be able to see what's under you. Here, it's okay. You can get.
So a couple of years ago, we did a fun sup paddle. We paddled from Bray Rocks to Judd, and then straight across and behind where we were just looking to the far shore of Deadwall Bay. And from there, you can walk up, and it's about a 20-minute walk, and you're at Sassamat Lake. And it was a pretty fun day. Did some swimming. That's right behind her.
Only still quicker to drive from Pickrell, right?
For sure.
It's a long ways around. Bottle of champagne still there, Bruno.
Actually, in the
It's our friend Giovanni. First tees in that race. Told me last night he's got 2 new cats. That's what I learned about him.
2 new cats.
Yeah. Cool. And his football club just wants his rehab with that.
Well, it's called Tommy Hubble and the right? Giovanni's in front. So they've already figured out wash running. Oh, these guys look like they're winding it up.
I think looking at the results here, in case, spoiler alert, you guys took the win. Put a 2-minute gap on the next paddler in the long course.
I think if you go to the Deep Cove Kayak Facebook page, or it might be Coast Outdoors Facebook page, there's some really great video from the tide rip on Monday and stuff, catching some great waves, and Liam brought his drone out there, some drone shots, and if you haven't been to the tide rip out there, it's a lot of fun. It's a really great feature for our waters, and it adds some great downwind paddling. A little bit challenging for sup paddlers. The waves can be pretty challenging, and
I think I need to give it another go. I remember the last one around, I found I couldn't get the board speed to really drop into anything, and
yeah,
it'd be nice to give it a go again or find the right conditions that might work for sup.
There we go.
Yeah, Steve made a push on Shane. They had a good little battle there, but Steve turned it on at the end.
And Alex, Shamblin' his daughters though for the first time once.
Oh yeah, great to see Alex out.
I guess she broken her arm someday.
She beat her mom. Oh, not sure if that will be on video here, but remember that one at the end of the dock. Basically, that's catching little bumps from that boat that was went by. Always nice when it's going in the right direction for you.
How'd that finish, And
I think we're going to get to see right here.
Well, it looks like there goes off the back. Chris is in good shape. He credits retirement to his successes this year. So he's been doing the grind.
Oh, that's right. There was talk that Brownie Trista let out early, but Brownie Trista took it by less than a second.
Well, I thought Scotty was going to take in Hiraki further back. There were some waves, and it gave Jonathan some grief, and Scotty had a gap, and I thought he was going to hold it, but Jonathan fought his way back till they finish.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, for all the comments in there, let us know where you're watching from. Thanks for all the comments. And also, if you subscribe, you will get notifications when you can get notifications when we post a new video each week. So, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot. See you guys.